Aaron Glenn put the Miami Dolphins on notice ahead of the rematch this week. I like the cut of his jib. We'll talk about it and more. Jets, Dolphins this week. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily. It's a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. We're in the Hall of Fame gear, representing the best cornerback in NFL history, baby, Darrelle Revis, a.k.a. Revis Island. Shout out to our friends over at Homage. Homage links down below, folks, if you want to get involved with the holidays. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Make sure you guys like the video and hit subscribe as you're coming on in here on YouTube. Aaron Glenn had his Monday press conference yesterday, and in his opening statement, he had a message for the Miami Dolphins. And like I said, I like it a lot. I like the message a lot, so let's get right into it. Let's go to the clip. Let's go to the clipski from Aaron Glenn at his opening statement yesterday with a special message to the Fish.
Looking forward to getting to work this week. Got a good quality opponent who I think is playing fairly well right now. And listen, we owe those guys. You know, we lost one down there with those guys, so look forward to those guys coming to our place, getting a chance to play them.
We owe those guys. I like the cut of the jib, and we do. We're going to get into it here on the show where the Dolphins beat the Jets in Week 4 on Monday Night Football, and there was a lot of moments that we're going to highlight here on the show, so I love it. He's putting them on notice saying, hey, we owe you one, and we're back to collect this week. This time it's in our house, so I love it. But before we go, I see we have an MFC membership being gifted. Hey now, let's go. You're the program. There you go. That membership, by the way, went to, let's take a quick gander here. That membership went to D Stern 80. I see D Stern 80 is here in the chat. Shout out to you, buddy. Thank you so much for becoming a Boy Green Coffee Club member. You get a 1-month free trial on January 2nd. You'll get an email that says, hey, you want to keep being a Boy Green Coffee Club member? Only $2.99 a month. Take full advantage. And we'll have a wonderful raffle prize this month. So, MFC, you got yourself a raffle ticket real quick. Whoops. And hit the like button. That's true from Brian Farrell as well. Do hit that like button. But this is one of the items we'll have in our raffle this month. Shout out to another legend. I'm wearing the shirt of a legend, a Hall of Famer, or to another legend, Nick Mangold, a true Jet. The Jets are doing a special sale on these, where the money is going to the Kidney Foundation and a lot of different places, all the proceeds from the shirt. So a True Jet 74, Nick Mangold on the front of the shirt. So we're doing that as part of our giveaway. If you're new to the channel, we do giveaways every single month. So if you want a chance to win that beautiful Mangold shirt, and there'll be more items added to the raffle throughout the month, all you have to do is spend $3 on the channel. Do as MSC just did. Gift a membership, baby. Make sure you guys do that. But let's get into it. About AG saying, hey, we owe the Dolphins one. It's true. We go back to that game, Week 4, Monday Night Football. The Jets lost 27-21. And really, the game changed when Isaiah Williams in the second half coughed up a fumble rooski with the game in the balance and fumbles. Dolphins score a touchdown. They take a commanding lead and sort of ride that to the end. Jets make a wild comeback at the end, but not enough, of course, to win the game. And what a redemption story for Isaiah Williams, who got a lot of love from AG at the presser yesterday, which is awesome, that Isaiah Williams is a guy that had those struggles. And after that game against the Dolphins in Week 4, the Jets cut Isaiah Williams. I don't know if it was like a, hey, man, you got to figure out your crap or whatever. So he missed the Cowboys game that we were at for a tailgate earlier this year. And then a few days later, the Jets pick up Isaiah Williams back off the streets, add him to the team. They fly to London, and he's been with the team ever since. And that moment in time changed everything for Isaiah Williams. And now he's had a punt return touchdown. He had a wonderful return. He should have had another return touchdown over the weekend against the Falcons. Got tripped up at the end there. Poor block by whoever that was on the right side. Didn't quite get that last block in. But the game totally changed from that standpoint. So here's the thing, though, that's, of course, going to be the difference. This time, the Jets were 0-4 at the time. Dolphins got their first win of the season against us, 1-3. Justin Fields played in that game, and he played The completion percentage was fine, 20 of 27, very nice. 226 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. He did have a key fumble in the game, but he also had the wild 43-yard touchdown on 4th down. So the Jets won't have his services as a starting quarterback, and we'll see with all the Wildcat drama whether or not he will be there as well. The Jets also won't have Garrett Wilson, who had 6 catches, 82 yards, and a touchdown in that contest as well. He was targeted 8 times. So no Garrett Wilson. Not much of Justin Fields, if any Justin Fields, happening in that contest. And those were the big contributors in that game for sure. Breece Hall had 5 catches for 30 yards, had 14 carries for 81 yards, so he did contribute in the running game for sure. But besides that, the Jets, Tyreek Hill, of course, was still on the team in that game. He unfortunately was lost for the season later in that game. He led the team, the Dolphins, 6 catches, 67 yards, and Devon Achane went wild all over the Jets, having 99 rushing yards, also got involved in the passing game as well. So the Jets, the Dolphins won. And now the Dolphins are playing great, man. They are playing swell. They're 5-7 on the season. They've turned their season around. They've won 4 of their last 5. They've won 3 in a row, including a beatdown of the Buffalo Bills. Their 4 wins have been the Falcons, who we just beat. They lost to the Ravens in embarrassing fashion on primetime, and then they blew out the Buffalo Bills. They edged out the Washington Commanders in Spain, and then they were blowing out the New Orleans Saints, and the Saints almost made a wild comeback to beat them. And now they come to New York to play the Jets as they fight for their coach's life, his coaching live, or life. I don't know why I keep saying it like that. His coaching life there with the Dolphins. That's what the Dolphins are fighting for. The Jets are fighting for, hey, let's keep stacking these wins, man, and see what happens. The Jets only have 3 wins this season, but they're on a winning streak after beating the Falcons last week. And AG says we owe them. And again, I concur. So let's see. This is an AFC East rival. The Dolphins are a road team in this game, but they are a 2.5-point favorite, just like the Falcons were this past weekend. We'll see if that line changes throughout the week. Over-under set for 41.5. So I know, and we talk about this all the time. And quick shout out to Uncle Indy saying, hit the like fools, 100%. Hit that like button, baby, if you guys are watching the show. Appreciate you. But as we talk about with the ages of everybody here in the room, me, I'm 32. I turn 33 in a couple of months when the Jets are going to be in the middle of their draft in Pittsburgh. And for me, the team that I hate the most in the AFC East is the New England Patriots. I hate them with a fiery passion. And a big reason for that is Bill Belichick and Tom Brady and all that nonsense for most of my adult life. Actually, all of my adult life. Now they can't hurt me anymore, but now they got a new combo. It's Drake May and Mike Vrabel, of course. So for me, I hate the New England Patriots. But for a lot of Jet fans that lived in the Marino days, they hate the Dolphins. Number 1, hate them most. So for some people, it's the Dolphins. For some people, it's the Patriots. But we can all unite on this front. F everyone else in the AFC East. F them all. And that's where, and AG said this at the beginning of the season. Justin Fields said this at the beginning of the season. It didn't turn out this way for the Jets. But the best path to the playoffs is winning your own division. You don't have to worry about wild card this, wild card that. No, win your own division, and you get a home playoff game. Indy's asking for a poll. Sure, let's put a poll up. Which team do you hate? Which AFC East team do you hate the most as a Jets fan? Which AFC East team do you hate the most as a Jets fan? We'll put all 3 of them in there. The Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, or the New England Patriots. There you go. Which AFC East team do you hate the most as a Jets fan? That poll's now up, Indy. There you go. I love putting polls up. There you go. So feel free to vote. Bills, Dolphins, Patriots. We'll check that throughout the show. Great idea, Uncle Indy. Great idea. I absolutely hate the Patriots guts. So I hate them the most. But I mean, I don't particularly like any of them, to be honest with you. That'd be a weird contest to hate. MFC says a lot of its answer would be the Jets. That's probably true. That's hilarious. But again, to what AG and Justin Fields said at the beginning of the year, that the best path to the playoffs is inside your own division. These are the teams you play twice. The winner of the division gets a home playoff game. Jets haven't had a home playoff game in a long time. 2002, I believe, was the last home playoff game. That's when the Jets won the AFC East 23 years ago. There are people on this planet that have no idea what that is or who that is, which is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. So let's win that division eventually. But the best way is by getting respect in your own division. And the Dolphins, again, have a coach that could be fired at any moment. And while they're playing very well, Jets, let's see how they perform. Now, if you look at the history of this rivalry as of late, well, the numbers tell a story here, folks. The numbers tell a story. The Dolphins have dominated this particular matchup. They've won 5 of the last 6. And if we go back even further, I mean, this is pretty ugly. I'm not going to lie. If we go back even further here, the Dolphins have won. Let me count this up here. Oh boy, yeah. It really started in November of 2016. The Dolphins had won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 of 19. Good Lord. The Dolphins have won 15 of 19 against the New York Jets. That's disgusting. So let's try to reverse that. Let's start a new era with AG in our AFC East divisional matchups. That would be swell. That would be swell. And I'd love to see it as a Jets guy. That would excite me greatly to see the Jets have some respect in the AFC East and sort of defend the home turf, because you look at the wins this season for the Jets, no wins in the division yet. They beat the Bengals, they beat the Browns, beat the Falcons. But when it comes to AFC East, they lost to Buffalo in week 2. They lost to the Dolphins in week 4. They lost to New England on Thursday Night Football. So we've played all of our divisional opponents once, and we're 0 for 3. We have 3 more whacks at the pinata. The Dolphins this Sunday, and then the final 2 weeks of the regular season. Home for the New England Patriots, on the road in Buffalo, where Buffalo will close out that stadium. That'll be their final game. Jared B saying, Paul, we're undefeated in our rivalry uniforms. I believe we don't wear our rivalry uniforms this Sunday. I believe it's a Patriots game is where we wear them. But I could be wrong. Let me pull back up the rivalry uniform schedule. Maybe we'll wear them twice. New York Jets. Let me see. When do we wear these damn rivalry uniforms? Oh, both games. Okay, or just one. Maybe I'm an idiot. All right, let me pull this up. Oh, we do wear these Gotham City football ones this Sunday. Okay, shout out to you, Jared B. I should have never questioned you, of course. Yeah, this is a look. And for anyone that bought the jerseys, like to have Quinnen and Sauce and stuff, and now they're not even on the team. That's tough. It's tough. Oh, it's just this one. It looks like December 7th. Okay, so yeah, that's this Sunday. Okay, rivalry uniforms. It is beautiful. Jared B saying you're wrong. I am often wrong, so I appreciate that, Jared. Thank you. Let me see. Where's the poll right now? Let's take a gander at the poll here. Again, which AFC East team do you hate the most as a Jets fan? Make sure you let us know. The Bills, the Dolphins, or the Patriots? For me, if I had to vote, I'd vote on the Patriots. Dolphins, I hate too. Bills, you're sort of indifferent to. They had a 17-year playoff draft forever, and you're sort of like, oh, like they're whatever. Their fans have gotten super annoying, but yeah, they're not quite on the same radar, at least for me. All right, people, we have 100 people in the room watching the show on YouTube. I appreciate that. Make sure you guys like the video. That's a free way to contribute. But the math don't math. We only have 30 likes, but 100 people in the room. Make sure you guys like that video if you're watching here on YouTube. That's a free way to contribute to the program. Feel free to do so. See, I do hope we give it to the Miami Dolphins this week. And again, For me, there's no whatever. There's no I tanking. I just win the games. And in case you missed it, this is what AG said yesterday.
Looking forward to getting to work this week. Got a good quality opponent who I think is playing fairly well right now. And listen, we owe those guys. We lost one down there with those guys, so look forward to those guys coming to our place, getting a chance to play them.
Amen, AG. Amen. Why don't we do this, folks? We'll open up the phone lines early here on the program. Let's ride. It's 7:45 local time here. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. We'll also have a Boy Green Meets Woody today. That'll be coming up at 3 o'clock with my guy, James Woody. Very much looking forward to that. And by the way, again, we do raffles every month on this channel. The raffle for this month will include a Nick Mangold tribute. Nick Mangold with a true Jet in the name department on the back of the jersey with the jersey number 74. On the front is a caricature cartoon image representation of Nick Mangold, and very well done with his golden locks and golden beard and his aviator shades he used to love to wear, and then the hat backwards with 74 in the middle of it with the Jets logo on it. It's a beautiful shirt. And again, the money from the shirt that I purchased here goes to the National Kidney Foundation, which is super cool. So this will be a part of our raffle for this month of December. So if you guys want a chance to win this awesome shirt, and there will be more included in the raffle to come, all you have to do is get active on YouTube. If you hit that money sign, there's all kinds of options available. Super chats, super stickers. You guys get gift channel memberships, and you can also purchase your own membership to the Boy Green Coffee Club. That's our YouTube membership group where you get early access to videos, loyalty badge, emojis, a lot of cool stuff, and access to our Discord channel where it's always a lot of fun. All of that is available as well, baby. And I see Austrian is getting involved. You love to see it. Our number one Austrian Jets fan, baby. Membership went to Devin Chafin, 7775. Devin Chafin, let's freaking go. Yes. And our number one Austrian Jet fan, you got yourself a raffle ticket for this contest I just talked about. Very nice, sir. Very nice indeed. Let's ride. Beautiful. Love to see it. Hey, some more memberships are coming through, baby. My boy, Devin, a.k.a. DNY for life. Let's go. 5 memberships or more gifted. We celebrate here on this channel, baby.
Kevin James. I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Way to go, Kevin James. Let's read the 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to our DNY for life. Devin, baby. Went to Billy Milanovic. Let's see who else got a membership here. Man with the Jet Tattoo, 3D Boxing, FPP 1215, Trav Davis. You guys are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. All right, and raffle tickets galore for our wonderful contest this month. Excellent. Appreciate you, Devin. Number one Austrian Jet fan. Keep those memberships ready for the high heavens, baby. We'll see if the Jets can keep stacking these wins. Let's go. I love it. Let's go. Let's friggin' go. Beautiful, folks. Beautiful. All right, let's do this. We'll play quick hep timeout. Your phone calls next here on BGD.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! Boy Green, fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Talking Jets football, man. All right. Boy Green daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. Everyone,
J-E-T-S, Jets.
Boy Green, fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Talking Jets football, man. All right. Boy Green, fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green.
J-E-T-S, Jets.
Let's go, as the Hepster says. Appreciate you. And the phone lines were quite active yesterday, that's for sure. That set a high bar, I guess, for whatever phone calls may be coming today. Let's go through the comment section here before we jump over to the phone lines here. Let's see this here. Fake spike for the Dolphins, of course. Yep, fake spike game. Yep, obviously butt fumble Patriot. Sure, they've embarrassed us. Bills have embarrassed us a handful of times. Sure, all of them have, I guess, in different ways. That's possible. Yeah, that's what NC Green says here. So let's face it, folks. All the ACE teams have embarrassed us during some era, some worse than others. That's true. Again, I hate them all. To make that clear. But yeah, I specifically hate the New England Patriots. But the Dolphins, I don't really care for either. I mean, none of them I do, to be honest with you. So keep voting on the poll, baby. The poll will be up for the rest of the program. So again, who do you hate the most in the AFC East? Is it the Bills, the Dolphins, the Patriots? Who is it? Let us know. We'll keep checking in on that poll throughout the program. All right, let's jump over to the phone lines. Up first, Mr. Dave Briga, the legend. Dave Briga.
Hey, good morning, Paul. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing swell, pal. Doing swell.
Good, good. Back in your home after
Oh,
that
thank God.
summer trip,
A lot
right?
of, lot of travel. A lot of travel. It's good to be back home.
Well, we get snow up here in PA today. I don't know if you're getting it up there in New York State.
Oh boy, I have not peeked outside yet. On Tuesdays I got to take out the trash. So I heard a lot of howling wind. So I might be when I open that door, I
Yeah.
might expect to see some snow. Yep.
Hopefully, it's not too plowable. I got work
Yeah.
off today, so
Yeah. There you
I have
go. Nice.
time to rest. A little rest. I need a little rest. I've been through a lot of travel lately.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
So, okay, here we go.
Mhm.
That Don Shula, he was a bum. He was just a, you know what? He was a bum. That's all. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody thinks he was such a great coach. The only concession we have is he never made it to the Super Bowl, won a Super Bowl. Marino and the Niners smoked him in that one Super Bowl they were in.
Yeah.
But you know what he did to us? I don't care what they say. When the NFL didn't have control over that field, the mud bowl. I mean, it was an
Oh.
absolute disgrace. I mean, that's why you. That's why that memory will never just be erased from me. It'll never be erased. You know, we
It's
were sitting there that day, hyped up for that game. Freeman McNeil was a terrific runner. We had a
yeah.
running game. I mean, how could you not have a tarp on that field in that deluge of rain for
Right.
so many day after day
Professional
after
football. This
day
isn't some
after day?
soccer game in a middle school. Like, how do you not keep the field safe? Unbelievable.
I mean, I mean, to actually experience it and see it, you just wouldn't believe they would be playing in those type of conditions. I mean, football was different then. Today, they probably would they wouldn't. I mean, the NFL has control over the field. That's what created that. When
Right, right.
that home, and he never lived down the fact that when he was with the Colts, we beat him in Super Bowl III, and he hated us. He
Yeah,
hated the Jets. And he was such a smug guy. I'm not saying he wasn't a good coach, but he
sure.
and his kids, they were rotten coaches. I mean, he had good coaches around him, Bill Orange, but he wasn't that good. Don't ever believe it. He
Okay.
was just
All right.
he had NFL connections. He was a good coach. I'm not saying he's bad, but he wasn't a great coach. Yeah, he got
Right.
a lot of wins. So I
He
mean,
did. And 1972, of course, the undefeated
right.
season.
Yeah, he had. I mean, they had good teams. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess I just don't like him this much because of that reason. And through
So
the
is
years,
do you hate them the most? Is Dolphins number one?
yeah, I has to be. Like
Okay.
the guys in the chat said, we that lived through those eras, the older
Yeah.
ones,
Yeah.
we have. I mean, you just can't erase it from your memory. No matter. I mean, the Patriots were so much better during that run that they had than us. I mean,
Yeah. Right.
you know what I mean? It's you can see it. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, yeah, you can dislike them. I mean, I don't try to use hate. I just,
Right.
in
Right.
every
That's a
manner,
powerful word. Right. Right. Right.
yeah, but I mean, and then the way the way Marino acted through those whole years. I mean, I think probably half of it too is, we didn't draft Marino, which everybody was looking forward to. So that,
1983. Right.
yeah,
Yeah. Kenny O.
everybody could say Ken O'Brien was, listen, he was a good quarterback. I'm
He
not saying,
was. Yeah.
Marino and a team with a defense, it would have been a different maker. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
gunslinger, and you know what?
For sure.
The thing about Marino was he had the same motion as Joe Namath, the way he threw the ball from his
Yeah.
ear, that powerful throw. You
Hmm.
know, But that's my 2 cents on it. I mean, just I can, that game will never be erased from my memory, Paul. It's just
I
we
don't know
should
how
have
it
been.
could ever be. That's terrible.
Yeah,
We would have been in the Super Bowl, baby.
yeah. 2 games, that one and the one we lost in Denver after leaving
Oh,
10-0. I mean, those were the closest we've been. I mean, face it. I mean, really, those are the closest. And you guys that are younger don't have as you have no experience seeing it. So I
and
could
that
get
was
it, but
the Falcons that were on the other side, right? Because they upset the Minnesota Vikings that year, right?
yeah, that's the game.
So whoever won in the AFC was going to crush that shitty Falcons team in the Super Bowl. What about another Super Bowl championship for us?
Well, with the Jets, you never know. We probably had the refs against us in
Well,
that.
yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah,
You know what I mean? They hate us. Let's fake it. I mean, half of it's our trouble for being so inept third year, so they
yeah,
just pick
right.
on.
That didn't help. Yeah,
And the other part is it's just the way. I think we would have won because Parcells was coach, and
right, right.
he
Yeah,
was.
he knows his stuff.
I think Dan Reeves was the coach, wasn't he? Who was the
It-
coach of the Falcons? Dan
yeah,
Reeves.
yeah. I think it was Dan
Yeah.
Reeves for sure.
But okay, let the other guy speak. But for me, it's hands down the Dolphins. That's it. So listen, have a good day, and if you get snow, stay out of the snow. All
Okay,
right.
that's
God
good
bless, Paul.
advice. There he is, Dave Briga, baby, an absolute legend, joining us here on the program. Yes, for anyone that has to be going through any of that, for me, a lot of my work, at least right now during these winter months, is it's homebound. I do have to do some errands and other some light work that it's outside the house, but for the most part, this is my first year that I'm not traveling to the radio station every day. It's my first time in 10 years, to be honest with you. So no radio station travels for me. Very odd. So weird feeling. We'll see if you know that picks back up in the spring. But yeah, a lot of work from home with all these podcasts and articles and all kinds of other stuff. So stay safe out there if you're traveling. Yeah, I'm sure we got something. I haven't peeked outside yet. I've been doing all this work on the inside, and all the windows are sort of boarded up here, so I have not taken a peek yet. But sure, there's snow out there. Yep. Couple hundred people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, baby. Hit subscribe. Appreciate you. All right, let's jump back over to the phone lines. Uncle Indy's here on the show. Indy.
Good morning, BG. How are you?
Hey, top of the morning to you.
You know, I have to agree with Mr. Briga there, Mr. One
Okay.
Punch. You know,
Yeah.
for some reason, us older folks
Yeah.
seem to, watching the Patriots with Tom Brady, we knew they were just better. So we could hated them for all the winning they did, but no, the absolute dislike. I don't want to use the word hate, but
Yeah.
it's borderline hate. Is strictly for the Dolphins. I can't hate on the Patriots for having probably the best quarterback to ever play the game. You can't
Yeah.
hate on a guy. They were just that much. But the Dolphins, they were just shady at everything that they did.
Yeah, and someone just commented in. Ace of Spades says, if we live down in South Florida, it would be Finns fan there. They're so arrogant. At least the Pats have won something. The Dolphins haven't won a playoff game since the turn of the century. And we get a lot of shit, and so be it, right? We haven't gone to the playoffs in 15 years. That's embarrassing, blah, blah, blah. The Dolphins literally haven't won a playoff game since 2000, 2001.
Yeah, 2000, 2001, something like that.
It's around that turn. Are you freaking kidding me here? Not one playoff game. We got a 2 AFC championship game since the 21st century, pal. Unbelievable. They're terrible.
Yeah. And so, that's the Patriots fans were a little arrogant during the Tom Brady era. You know what? And Jets fans would be too if we'd had a quarterback like that, and probably be absolutely unbearable to the rest of the NFL.
I would have been. That's for sure.
So I can't even hold that against them. But the Dolphins fans are just, and they're scattered everywhere. Even back in Indiana, we had Dolphins fans up there, wow. and I'm like, we'd get a bunch of snow like this, and I'm like, could you just go bury yourself in snow and be quiet for? I mean, they are absolutely unbearable.
Yeah.
And so my first choice was the Dolphins. That was the only choice, really.
Yeah. The more you guys are talking about, the more you guys are really convincing me here. Because that's what I'm seeing. Ace of Spades jumps in again, says the Finns act like they've won something. They have sort of this arrogance, is what people are talking about in the chat.
And you can't really hate on the Bills. The Bills, they made 4 Super Bowls and lost every one of them. That's their accolade, and then they went 17 17 years
17
without a
years
playoff.
without the playoffs. I was here for not most of it, but a large chunk of it because I moved here in 2008. But oh my God, right? And you just felt bad for him. Like, Jesus, 17. Like, we think it's bad where it's about to be 15 years where this season is heading. And I doubt the Jets will make the playoffs. They won out at 8 and 9. So it's about to be
Right.
15. But they went through 17. They went through 2 more seasons of this before they ended their drought, which is crazy.
Yeah, so I can't. It's kind of hard, and even the Bills fans. Most of the Bills fans have just a touch of arrogance to them,
They do.
but not like the Dolphins
No,
fans.
it's
The
not
Dolphins
like the
fans,
others. No.
yeah. And so there's that. Now, my question: I don't know if you're a real big cap guy or not. Alan's usually a
Yeah,
little
sure.
bit
Right
more,
on.
and I know he said he can't call in. But what's the difference between cutting fields before June 1st or cutting fields after June 1st?
So here's the here's the other thing is that you can designate someone. So you don't have to literally wait. Sometimes you do because every year an NFL team gets 2 of what I'm about to say, where you can designate someone a post June 1 cut. And then you cut them, and then the choice you have is to split the dead cap money over a 2-year period or to eat it all in one. Now, if you use up your 2, and the Jets did, C.J. Mosley and Aaron Rodgers last year, so those were post June 1 cut designation, so they could cut them before June 1, and they just said, hey, these guys are part of our 2 that we cut. What has to happen if you want to split any of the other players that you cut that have big salaries, you literally then have to wait till June 2nd, June 3rd, and do it after that date. So every team gets 2 of them. Jets used them, unfortunately, on C.J. Mosley and Aaron Rodgers last year. So anyone they did cut after that fact, they had to wait for that rule. So that's the only difference is if they either cut him right now or designate him a post June 1 cut. They have the opportunity to split the dead money over the 2 years. If they don't, they just cut him right now, and then they'll have to just eat the respective dead money that exists.
I mean, so doesn't it make more sense? I mean, we're already in cap hell, or not cap hell, but
Yeah.
dead money. It's
Yeah.
not
We have a
cap.
ton of dead money. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and so why not just instead of cutting him, designating him post June 1st, just eat it this year. We already have a lot of dead cap money anyway, right?
We do.
And
Yeah. I think it's 100 million or something. Let me
and,
pull that up
and I
here.
don't know. Again, Alan's probably a far better numbers guy when it comes to he studies that a little bit better. But
Sure.
if the salary cap always goes up a little bit,
Right. Right
and
now, this year, the Jets have over 100 million in dead cap money for the 2025 season. They're 100.81 million. In 2026, they have 71 million currently in dead cap. Obviously, that doesn't factor in Justin Fields being added to that pile in some respect. And the only reason why I don't believe they're going to do what you're suggesting is Aaron Glenn. He was asked yesterday at his presser about the whole Justin Fields. Hey, there's a conversation that he had mixed feelings about the Wildcat thing, and AG says he's the guy. I'm not going to talk about any of that stuff publicly. I'm not going to say what he was for, wasn't for this, but he will do whatever we ask him to do. Is basically what he said, and that he knows he's just one snap away from getting in there if Tyrod gets hurt. So it sounds like they're still all in on Justin Fields from that perspective. So when the Brady Cook thing happens, inevitably, to my point, where it's going to be Brady Cook, Tyrod Taylor, then Justin's a third. Maybe at that point you're like, okay, now what are we doing here? But as he's currently the backup quarterback, it doesn't sound like they're going to do it.
well, maybe not. No, but I'm just saying I don't know what the cap ramifications are. That's what I was curious of. If it's really
Yeah,
going to,
22 million in dead cap if you move on from Justin Fields.
yeah, or 10, right, or 12 or whatever it is.
Right. You could split it, sure. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and so my question is if you just move on from him at the end of the season, take the hit, and then 2027, which is kind of where everybody's looking at anyway, right? I mean,
Yeah,
we're,
sure.
I don't know. I don't think we're going to see Super Bowl aspirations next year. You
Probably
never
not, but I
know.
guess right. Let's see who the quarter. They trade for Joe Burrow tomorrow. All right. Well, I guess we're going to try to go win the Super Bowl. I don't know who the quarterback's going to be, so it's hard to say. But yeah, it seems more likely than not where the Jets are that won't be the case. Yeah.
You got a lot of draft picks this year and next year.
Yep.
And if you can just empty out some of that dead space this year and eat it, that's what I thought they should have done with Rodgers. They should have just what's the point? This year was already I mean, some people predicted 12, some people predicted 10 wins. We didn't get there. I don't know. I why not just eat the money, and give us and then do what the Patriots did, spend a ton of it in
Oh yeah.
2027. You can bring the free agents in. You've got the draft picks. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I was curious of
Okay.
just how the June 1st could work with Fields.
Yeah.
Um,
So
so
yeah,
but
so I imagine they're going to designate him and then make that decision of whether or not they want to split it or not. They chose to split the Aaron Rodgers money, so that's why there's a massive dead cap hits for next year too. So yeah, we'll see. I would have taken it on the chin this year on the Aaron Rodgers one personally, but it did give them the money to sign Sauce and Garrett's here, and Sauce they were able to trade. So maybe they have it. Here's the thing: they've got so much unbelievable cap space, both coming up in this 2026 offseason and the 2027 offseason. They can afford to do whatever the fuck they want. So if they want to eat it all, they can eat it. If they want to split it,
yeah,
they can split it. They have so much money that, to be honest, at this point, it doesn't even matter. But yeah, it'll be up to them.
and we have a lot of rookies, and and rookie contracts are cheap now.
Oh, for
And
sure.
so we have to spend that money. I mean, it's not
We
like you
do.
can just you can't just roll it over and now I mean.
You
Yes,
can,
you can,
right?
but you have to average it out, and
Yeah,
there's a whole mathematical equation that we
yeah,
need to get. We need to get Pops'
that's true.
mathematician in here.
ASAP. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to spend that money. So,
Yes. Yeah.
you've got all these draft picks in the next 2 years. You can bring free agents in the next couple years. Eat it up now. Come January or February 1st or whatever.
Mhm.
Give Fields. If you cut him, then give him a chance to go start talking to other teams. And
Sure.
look, we appreciate your service, and and move on quickly. That I don't know. That's just my 2 cents, but
Fair enough.
2026, uh, probably the amount that we have to pay Fields is the amount that the salary cap is going to go up.
Yeah,
You know,
that's also true. Every year it goes up.
so the amount that it goes up would eat up the amount that we'd
It's
have to pay
possible.
Fields, and you just move on. And
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of dead cap we would have in 2027, but probably doesn't look like a whole lot considering
Yeah.
we've spent 170 million over the last 2 years in dead cap.
Yeah, we have 100 million this year. We have 70 million next year. If we cut Justin Fields for that, we would get another 22 on that. So that'd be in the just under 100 million again range. But again, eventually we work our way out of it. The Jets have to sort of, take their lumps, take their medicine here with some of the decisions they've made previously.
Yeah, and we don't have contracts coming up on the offensive line, really.
Pittman is one that's coming up. He's a free agent, not this offseason, the following one. So they have to.
Right.
I don't know what kind of money we're talking about there, but the big tackle money we don't have to think about for a while.
Right, and if you're drafting a young quarterback, especially if you get him in the
Sure.
first round, you're not paying a. And like you said, if you go after Burrow, yeah, there you go. There goes
Yeah.
your money. But if we draft a quarterback in 26 or 27, there again, there's 5 years of what are we going to spend the money on? They really. So
Yeah.
they're going to have to. Uh, you know. Um, we're going to be in that same boat that the Patriots were. They can go out and get, or we could go out and get in essence, anybody we wanted to. That the only problem is that it's New Jersey. The taxes, a $10 million contract in New Jersey is far different than in Miami.
That's true.
You know,
I can confirm that. Yeah.
So that's but we'll have the money to go. I don't think there's not a single free agent in 2027 we couldn't go get with the kind of money. But get rid of this dead cap money. Get it
Yes.
out of the way now, and continue to build a team in 2026, and hopefully we find a quarterback in 26. But
Certainly hope.
but anyway, it's always a pleasure, BG. And we'll see you and our brother Mr. Woody
Yes, 3 o'clock, baby.
3
It's
o'clock,
gonna be
man.
great. Thanks, Uncle Wendy. Appreciate you chiming in here on the program. I see we have a couple of questions. Let's get to those here. Troy Sturgis. BG, curious about cap space, not only for us, but our division. After the Patriots spent so much this year, they can't have much. Bills spent a lot this year as well. I believe Dolphins don't have any idea. So, yeah, here's what the cap space is right now in this moment in time in 2025. The Patriots have the most cap space, believe it or not, right now. They didn't spend all of the money they had. They have 51 million right now in 2025 in cap space. The next closest team is the Commanders at 25 million. So the Patriots are number one by far. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The Jets are eighth in cap space right now with 18 million bucks. Let me get our other teams here. The Bills are last in cap space. They have 1.8 million in cap space right now. Dolphins are near the bottom as well. They only have 4.9 million in available cap space for this year. But I'm sure a lot of you guys care about 2026. Where do they stand? Jets have the fourth most cap space available for this upcoming offseason. They have over 100 million bucks. Let's see. Let's keep it in 2026. So we have 100 million. Patriots still have that 50 million. So that's what they have. So we have 50 million more than the Patriots do. Let's keep looking down here. Bills have projected negative 2 million for next offseason, so they have some moves to make. The Dolphins are at negative 10 million in cap space. So Dolphins are fucked and Bills are fucked for next year, but there's a lot of moves to be made. But the Jets and Patriots are in healthy cap positions, that's for sure. And then looking ahead to 2027, the Jets have the most cap space in the NFL with 210 million in cap space next year. So that's 2027. They have 210 million. That is by far the most in the National Football League, and the Jets have zero dead money in 2027. So that's wonderful news. Looking down to where the Patriots have 89 million in that offseason. Again, remember, Jets have 210 million, Patriots have 89 million. Dolphins have 78 million available. The Bills have 36 million, which is the third lowest amount of cap space available in 2027. So they don't have a lot of money the next several years from that perspective. So hopefully that gives you some insight, Troy. And yes, I saw you had another question in there about if you remove the dead money, would that just add on to the money they have? That's correct. So that would be even more money they would have to spend. But of course, they don't have that money to spend. So a lot of moves to be made, but the Jets are in a terrific financial position moving forward, despite all the dead money they're eating. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Again, we have 300 people in the room. Appreciate you guys. Like that video on YouTube. What y'all doing? Make sure you jump on that. That's a free way to contribute. Let's go to Easy here. Easy OC. What's up, pal?
Well, I have a quick question for you.
Okay.
How much cap space do the Bengals have for the next couple of years? If
That's a good
since so many people are interested in maybe trying to steal Joe Burrow, is it even a feasibility? I mean, because obviously they're going to try to keep him because franchise quarterback is one of the hardest things to get in the NFL.
Well, the Bengals right now have $10 million in cap space. That is near the bottom of the pack. Let's look at this upcoming offseason of 2026 for the old Bengals. They're actually pretty good. They've got 69 million in cap space. That's top 10 in the National Football League for this
What's their
upcoming
dead
offseason.
cap?
Their dead cap is $4 million, so not a lot of dead cap at all for the Bengals. That's mostly because their owner's a cheap bastard, so he doesn't normally put himself in position. They normally just say, hey, like, let's say Justin Fields is on the Bengals. They're seeing that thing through. They're not cutting him early. They're not eating the dead cap. They're like, well, I guess we're going to see this entire contract through. We're not going to cut him and eat dead cap. That's normally how they operate.
They'll just make him the most expensive third-string quarterback
exactly.
in the league.
That's exactly. You've nailed it. That's exactly what they normally do from that perspective, which is always interesting. And let me see. In 2027, that offseason, we have 210 million. They have 134 million in cap space.
So they're not too bad.
No dead cap. No, they're not too bad at all.
So that means if we get in a bidding war, we could conceivably get Joe Burrow, but then Joe Burrow would have to decide whether he wants to suck in Cincinnati or suck in New York.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
But there are advantages to being in New York. There's Madison Avenue.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And I'm sure we could give him enough money to counteract whatever tax difference there is.
Yeah, we can work
but
that out.
I still think I still think there's not enough to get Joe Burrow here
Probably not.
unless he wants a change. He would have
Right,
to
he'd have to go
want to
nuclear.
leave.
He'd have to say, "Hey,
Yeah,
Bengals, trade me. I'm out of here." If not, then I imagine they just ride him out forever. Yeah,
because he's got two of the best receivers in the league, and he's got a good running back. It's
yeah,
just their defense kind of sucks, and they ain't going to
yeah.
win. You win
Terrible.
championships with defense. Our
100%.
defense is what, top 10, top 15?
Sure. Yeah.
So at least we're better there. Our
Yeah.
O line is decent.
Oh, it's
We've
definitely
got
way better than
yeah,
Cincinnati's. Yeah.
we've got some good weapons in the backfield. We've got some good weapons. We have decent tight end.
Yeah.
We have one superstar receiver. So unless there's something, because we never know what really goes on in the back room,
No.
in the war room, we don't. So depending upon what their plans are for either hijacking Joe Burrow
Mhm.
or just going with another KG, veteran or something and draft some kid, you don't know what they're going to do. So they would have to have some inkling of inside information about Burrow before they would even attempt to do that, because you don't want to get in trouble with tampering and all that stuff. But
Right.
but you got, would Joe Burrow even want to come here unless he thinks that we're actually on the upswing,
Right. Right.
Because that would be, because right now the book is still out on whether we're really going to be on the upswing or not. I think we're on the upswing.
Yeah.
I've seen some positive things.
Mm-hmm.
The team is bought in.
Mm-hmm.
They're fighting hard, but this is also a results-oriented business. And sometimes you're better with the demon you know than the demon you don't know.
That's true. Yeah.
And plus, they just spent all this shit ton of money on two of the best receivers in the league. And you really think they're going to let Joe go in a fight?
No. Probably not. I
They'd
don't
be
think
like,
so.
we gave you two of the best that you could possibly have, and now you want to leave us?
Right. And Jamar Chase would be like, "Wait a second, he's leaving. I
Yeah.
want to leave then." Right. It would cause all kinds
Right.
of drama.
The whole
Unlikely.
team would
Yeah.
blow up. If Burrow
Yeah.
went, it would blow up the whole team. So they
Yeah.
kind of can't let him go.
Yeah. Probably.
They can't.
Yeah.
They can't.
Yeah.
So
It's probably a pipe dream. Yeah.
So who else could you get besides Mac Jones? I mean, Mac Jones is playing better, but I
Yeah.
hate the motherfucker.
I do
when he
too.
tried
I hate
to
his
when he
guts.
tried to kick Sauce in the dick, that was it for me.
Yeah. Kick in the dick. That's where I draw the line. 100%.
Yeah.
I'd say again, I don't know how people are going to feel about this. Benjamin Albright said it on the show. Kyler Murray, and again, I he's better than what we have, so I guess I shouldn't just go blah. But yeah, he's
If you
probably going to
get
be
any of these guys, if you got Murray or Mariota or any of these guys that fit our current scheme, you would have to understand that these guys are there to train whoever we pick up in the offseason as a rookie. And we would have to get a rookie that, whether he fits our scheme or not, I want a guy with a high completion percentage, and I don't care if he's got a cannon as an arm. If he can throw the ball 30, 40 yards, that's enough for me, because I'm counting on my receivers to be able to outrun the safeties and corners 30 yards downfield once they catch the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't expect a guy to be able to throw a ball 70 yards in the air, because that just doesn't happen.
Yeah,
First off, with modern pass rush, do you have the time in the pocket to wait for your guy to get 50 yards downfield before you launch a bomb?
Mm-hmm.
So the accuracy and the speed of decision making has got to be the most important part. I mean, that's what Chad Pennington was so good. Everyone knew he had a pedestrian arm, but he was deadly accurate, and he got rid of the ball fast, and he was smart. He had a super high football IQ. I would say the only one maybe with a higher IQ than Chad Pennington would have been Peyton Manning.
Yeah, which is a wonderful compliment to give. Yeah, Chad was super smart. I love Chad.
He was just. I mean, if he would have had a cannon for an arm, he would have been maybe the best quarterback we ever had.
Yeah, man. There's an argument to be made there.
So that's the type of quarterback I would go for. Quick, smart, high football IQ, and extremely accurate. Hit the guy in stride so he can get yards after the catch Don't make him have to stop or slow down. Don't make him have to twist backwards to catch a ball when he's going one way.
Yeah.
Don't throw it too high where he's exposing his ribs. Don't put him in a situation where he's going to get his clock cleaned.
Mhm.
And that's what I would be looking for if I was scouting quarterbacks. Who helps their receivers the most?
Yeah.
And with that, I will let someone else come in.
All right. Beautiful.
And I don't think
Easy.
that was crazy talk.
I don't.
This
Easy,
time.
you always give us the wisdom, pal. Appreciate you. Easy OC here on the program. There's only one thing to do after that. And no, I'm not saying drink, people. It's 8 a.m, but do your ABCs every day, folks. That's important. I got children. I got to make sure I'm teaching them how to spell. And that's what they get being a Jets fan at a minimum. That's for sure. Easy. Thank you for the wisdom. Insights. Appreciate it. Yeah, again, the Joe Burrow thing is probably just a pipe dream, unless something crazy happens. So we could just dream the impossible dream, I suppose. Let's go back to the phone lines. Hey, it's the Hepster.
Hey, guys. Hey, Paul.
Hey, good morning.
I watched something on YouTube about the extensive bad calls this year by the refs and an investigation. And I had seen a couple of, because I'm mostly watching Jet football, but
Yeah, right.
and we get plenty of those, so I'm used to it. It's almost like a callus.
Yeah.
But I've seen some of the other calls, like an extra point that was not made.
I just saw that. I just saw that clip. It was in that Texans-Colts game.
What's going on? Are we turning into the World Wrestling Federation here? I mean, what's going on?
It's like that one is just like the rules are the rules. The field goal post, while they don't literally go up forever, but they do in terms of the rules. There's an imaginary laser that goes up, and that is the line forever up. So it doesn't matter if it goes over this or over that.
Yeah, sure.
You need it between the uprights. It's very simple, and it didn't look like it did, and they didn't say anything or change anything. Now, thankfully, it didn't change anything with the game, but it could have, because the Texans won 20-16. That could have been a 20-17 game, which is a field goal game and changes the end of the game potentially. So that one is bizarre. I don't know how you mess that one up. The ref's job is just look up from where you are. Up, that go in, Bobby? Yeah, I did, or no, it didn't. All right, here we go. Like
there was some other questionable calls in there as well, like faux pass interference calls, or one was it a holding or something like this? And then that didn't get called, but like a ticky-tacky, it just seemed very fishy. And I'm wondering, they said they're going to be doing some investigations on that particular crew. I mean, that's the integrity of the game. What do we get? Do we have to go like paint the ball in a special metallic thing and like send it over to computers and stuff and have it all be, I don't know.
And that's another thing. Maybe that's eventually where they'll get to sort of what you're talking about. Like they already have a chip in the ball right now for the first down marker where the chip is and that. So they've been doing that this year. Why wouldn't you have a chip in the ball, which also has a chip in the field goal post, where literally it's like that was in or that's out? Like you would just be able to it's almost like in baseball with the the electronic umps, where you're getting the word in the ear that you could find out almost instantaneously that ball didn't go in, Jack. That ball did go through, and you just hear it in the ear, and you're like, "Up, all right, there you go." And you just call it as it is. There's no interpretation necessary. The thing is that a couple of years ago they tried to do. Hey, you can throw a challenge flag on passing interference, and like, hey, we'll review passing interference, and that was an absolute disaster. It's just so subjective. Like, I don't know. I think you can tell when a lot of passing interference is passing interference, and when a lot of it is nothing. But yeah, it was a disaster when they reviewed it before. So I think that's forever going to be something we debate at the bar. It's about this was a PI call, this wasn't a PI call, and back and forth forever, probably.
They were talking about organized crime, with the betting and everything.
Yeah.
And they were leaning on that. I don't know. Do you think if that's the case, that's going to be a big scandal?
100%. I mean, like, think about it. Think about all my brother's cousin's God and his nephew knows this ref, and you get the right information or the right call. You're just like, I'm in the right situation that can make me a lot of money as a ref and make the mafia boys a lot of money and all these other things. Yeah, there is, and especially now as sports, the lines between gambling and sports are now, it's gone. It's just now these two things are on top of each other. we have to have a careful eye, especially just look at all the crazy crap that's happening in the NBA right now with the players that are purposely missing layups to put them over a point total. That is like insane, man. So like, and if that just got caught, it has to, I think all of us have to take a step back and say, okay, is this an isolated incident or is this uncovering a massive thing that's been happening across sports? And now we're about to really unpack it. It's a great question. Yep.
Oh, all right. Anyway, guys, I'll see you on the rebound.
All right, appreciate it. Hepster joining us here on the program and covering some interesting truths that exist out there in officiating. There have been some bizarre calls that you just see in a game. You're like, what in the world? I get it. Refs aren't perfect. They're humans, just like everybody. But that is that is strange. All right, let's answer a few more comments before we dip here on the program. People liking some Fernando Mendoza action. Yes, he's an interesting guy. Again, big test this weekend, Ohio State. I'm curious how he responds to step up in competition. And for a lot of these guys, a lot of these quarterbacks we're evaluating, the college football playoff, how do these guys compete against the best of the best of the best, and how they perform in these conference championship games, the college football playoff here in a couple of weeks? Like, those are going to be big boy game opportunities of how you evaluate and talk about the talent. Excuse me, and that'll be conversation for the combine and everything else. Jets for real on YouTube saying, I'm hoping Dante Moore comes out of Oregon. Yeah, he's a talented kid. I want as many quarterbacks coming in as possible. I want us to evaluate all the options that exist out there in the universe. 100%. I want the Jets to have a full, slew of options to consider with their draft choices. The more that are out there, I think that's better for business. 58 likes, but 100 people in the room. Make sure you guys are liking the video if you're watching on YouTube. I can literally see that we have 100 people on YouTube. Folks, there's a bunch of you just watching. It's getting weird. Make sure you hit that like button, whether you're watching live or after the fact. Also, shout out to our audio-only listeners, wherever you guys listen to your podcast. Appreciate that if you guys prefer that version. You don't have to see my face on that version, that's for sure. NY Jets fandom. Build the team in 26. Grab a late round lotto ticket quarterback, and then get a stud quarterback in 2027. Again, I would probably draft a quarterback somewhere. It doesn't have to be in the first round, but I'd probably take one somewhere, whether it's second round, third round, whatever. Whoever you feel is competent in some way. Develop him. Maybe he gets a shot. We could see what he has this year. Continue to build out the team. If they love a quarterback, go get that quarterback. In terms of you think you got a franchise guy, but yeah, I'm curious with the roster construction this year. Let's go to Greg Rallo on YouTube. Jets are learning to fight, that's for sure. They've been fighting every week for AG. There's been very few just blowout, slobber knocking losses where they got their teeth knocked out. That has not happened a lot. So, hey, shout out to AG. I think that's a big tip of the cap for that. Uncle Indy saying easy going off the rails on the Mozzie train. I wish we would just find other ways to utilize that clip now, because with Mozzie train being parked and not happening, it's been sort of weird. EZ, speaking of EZ, we got a YouTube super chat coming through. He has an idea to start vetting out these refs. Wow. Appreciate the super chat, Easy. $2 super chat. Check refs family for foreign bank accounts. Over yonder. Okay, all right. That's one way to evaluate it, I'm sure. And by the way, Easy, you now have a raffle ticket to our contest this month, so appreciate it, pal. Thank you. Yeah. Foreign bank accounts. Okay, that's something we gotta diagnose. Hey, look at this, baby. Uncle Tio just joined the Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. That's what I'm talking about, Hey, I know a lot of you out there in the universe wait to be gifted a membership, which, by the way, for those who don't know, that's random. I don't control that. I don't have a special button here behind the scenes. If anyone thinks that, you're giving me way too much credit. When memberships are gifted, it's just randomly assigned, although the people that are most active are most likely to get the memberships that are randomly gifted. So if you're commenting, liking, and all that kind of thing, the YouTube overlords say those are the people that get the memberships first. Or more likely to get those memberships. But Uncle Tio just took matters into his own hands. Hey, I'm not going to wait for someone to give me a membership. I'm going to punch in my own ticket. I love it. Uncle Tio, baby. Here you go. You get a raffle ticket to our contest, and it's great to have you back here. I miss seeing the fits. We'll have to have Uncle Tio call back in the future. That'll be great. He always looked fly. I look fly. Oh, yeah. Uncle Tio always set the bar from a fashionista standpoint. That's for sure. There you go. In the YouTube description down below, you guys can join the Boy Green Coffee Club. Only $2.99 a month. And I think it's one of the best deals in all of YouTube land, to be candid with you. You get a raffle ticket to win prizes, which, again, our prizes are going to include this beautiful Nick Mangold tribute shirt from the New York Jets. So shout out to Nick Mangold. We're going to have more prizes than that this month as well. But you get a chance to win our prizes on a month-to-month basis. So that's a raffle ticket. And then you get all the perks of being a Boy Green Coffee Club member. $2.99. How do you beat that? I have no idea how the hell you beat that, baby. And look at this. Uncle Tio's not done. He just gifted a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Let's go, Unc. Memberships are gifted. Well, we've got to celebrate, baby. Let's ride.
Who want to fly with them Jets?
Hell to the yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Uncle Tio, stack of the raffle tickets, baby. Here are those new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Let's read them out. Thank you to Uncle Tio for the gifts. RAR03241, Andrew McAllister, Michael Lipschewitz, Tampa John, Big Sky Jets fan. You guys are all now members of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Make sure you tip your waiter. Uncle Tio gave you those memberships, baby. You get a 1-month free trial of the Boy Green Coffee Club, and then at the end of the month, you can decide whether or not you want to continue to be a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to Uncle Tio, baby. All right, all right. Yeah, Uncle Indy saying, another Unc in the house. Yes, sir. Uncle Tio's the best. There you go. 6 raffle tickets for our guy, Uncle Tio. Great to have him back here on the chat. Love Uncle Tio. MFC says, let's take for Nussmeier. Oh, wait. Ooh, yeah, Garrett Nussmeier. Dane Brugler was interacting with someone on Twitter. It may have been Scott Mason of Play Like a Jet. And he was asking about, is there a quarterback that's worth developing, like somewhere in the mid-rounds? And Dane Brugler said, that Garrett Nussmeier guy could be available in the mid-rounds. Like, this was a guy who was talked about as a first overall pick. Now all of a sudden it's the Matt Barkley. Oh, Matt Barkley, USC. He's going to be a top 5 pick. He fell in the draft. He waited a year, came back, and all of a sudden he completely lost it. So you never know. But yeah, Drew Alar, Garrett Nussmeier, maybe there's someone like that that's super talented that you thought had that potential, and then you're able to jump on that. That could be possible. Sure. That's interesting. That's an interesting thought. I like that. Again, I would definitely draft a quarterback this year. It doesn't have to be in the first round, but I'd probably take one as one of my picks. For sure. By the way, real quick, this is not Jets related, but sort of is. Abdul Carter, right? So he was the 3rd overall pick by the New York Giants. And everyone said, he's going to be the next big thing. And I thought he was too. I was like, all right, that's what the experts say. He's going to be the next Micah Parsons out there in the universe. Next Micah Parsons. And he has half a sack on the year. And he's been benched multiple times this season for disciplinary reasons. And he was benched again last night on Monday Night Football. And Abdul Carter was the one that talked a lot of shit. So if you remember back in the Jets-Giants preseason game, Snoopy Bowl, Stone Smart, our 3rd, 4th string tight end, put Abdul Carter on his ass on a pass block rep where, boom, sent him to the canvas and then sent his ass back down again. And then after the game, Abdul Carter was all embarrassed about it and said, the Jets are always going to be shit. Like who cares? This is your Super Bowl or whatever. And the Giants are worse than us. So, Abdul, shut the fuck up. I just wanted to send that back to Abdul Carter. Thank you for your contributions, buddy. Really appreciate you. So, yeah. Abdul Carter. Interesting. Interesting indeed, buddy boy. But yeah, let's see. NY Jets Phantom said, I'd take Alar late round, build a team all in for a quarterback in 2027. Yeah, we'll see where Alar goes. It's sort of impossible to say. I've heard all kinds of different prognostications for where he could go in the draft. So we'll see. I'm not even sure. Not sure where he ends up going in the draft. Another super chat coming through from our boy NC Green. Let's go. Every time I get a super chat here from my daughter is a Raya Luna.
Wow.
Great question from NC Green. By the way, let me add that to your total, my friend, for this month's raffle. Thank you. Aside from quarterback, what is our number one need in the draft? Edge? Well, aside from quarterback, so here are all the needs, and then I'll answer the question. So, offensive line. So our tackles are good, but John Simpson's a free agent. Josh Myers a free agent. ABT's a free agent. Tippmann is not a free agent, but he only has 1 year left on his deal after this season is complete. So what are you doing on the offensive line? So at this point, I got to put center guard / center guard among the needs on the offensive line. So offensive line is a need, specifically on the interior. Wide receivers a need for the Jets. Obviously, we talked about quarterback. Quarterback's a need for the Jets. Running back could be a need if you let Brees Hall go. Defensive end for sure. Edge rusher is definitely a need. You have Will McDonald. You have Jermaine Johnson, but you're going to have to make decisions on their future here very shortly. Defensive tackle is a need. Off-ball linebackers a need. Safety's a need. Corner's a need. I mean, poof. Unless you think, and even if you think Azari Thomas is a starter, that the depth is going to be something for there too. But what would be number one? Yeah, I guess you could make a strong case for pass rusher. I'd probably say, but like our number one need and what we use our first round pick on aren't always aligned, right? They say you don't want to force a square peg into a round hole. So let's just use safety as an example. Alon is a big fan of Caleb Downs, who's a very talented player. Like, if our number one need is safety, are we taking a safety with a top 10 pick? We did that with Jamal Adams, and he wasn't all-pro, and he was really good. And then we were able to flip him for 2 future firsts, which ended up being Elijah Tucker, Garrett Wilson. Thank you very much, Jamal. So I guess if you could guarantee me that we could trade Caleb Williams in a few years to get 2 future first-round picks, maybe that's worth it. But I don't know if our number one need and our number one pick are the same. I want that happy marriage of value and positional need, but I don't want to reach for something I think we need. For instance, wide receiver, I think, is a big need for the Jets. And I think there are going to be wide receivers that are very interesting for the Jets of where they're going to be picking in the first round. But let's say it wasn't. I wouldn't want to reach and say, damn, we really need a wide receiver. All right, best one for the group. Guess you're the guy. That's not the case this year. There's actually a lot of really good receivers in this draft. But, yeah, I don't mind going defense because edge rusher, and Arvell Reese at Ohio State, you could definitely make a case where you could go interior. You could replace Quinnen, right? Because, think about defensive tackle for a second. Maybe defensive tackle is the number one need because Juwan Briggs is pretty good. He's one guy. Harrison Phillips is getting older. He's going to be there next year, but you probably need a long-term defensive tackle there. So you could make a strong case on the interior. You could make a strong case at edge because Will McDonald, you have to accept or decline his fifth-year option. I assume the Jets are going to accept that in May. So he'll be under contract for an additional year. Jermaine Johnson's going to be heading into 2, 3, 4, 5, and they accepted it, so 6. So he's going to be entering his fifth-year option year next year. Do the Jets re-sign him immediately? Do they let him play it out? So edge rusher is a strong conversation too. I think the Jets figure out offensive line before the draft, so I don't think we're going to have this crazy debate about guard, center, whatever. And I don't think they'll need to take an interior player with a first-round draft choice. They could probably figure that out later. Running back, I assume they're going to figure something out with Brees. After that long debate with myself on this question, I'd probably say defensive tackle. But you can make a strong case for edge. So I'd say defensive tackle. Because we don't have a Jermaine Johnson or Will McDonald at defensive tackle, I would say. But yes, very good. Yeah, and off-ball linebacker, like I said, is another one I would say as well. E-zone coverage says wide receiver 2. Again, that's you can make a very strong case for that. Jared B says, anyone who comes into the league asking for Lawrence Taylor's number has problems. And he asked for Phil Simms' number too. 11 and 56. Drama. What a jackhole. What an absolute jackhole. Yeah, off-ball linebacker. A center, again, to NY Jets fandom. That's a good call out. Center. Free safety for sure is a big need for the Jets. Joe Timmons been playing very well at guard, so I'm curious. Do they keep him there? Do they kick him back out to center? What do they do there? Bill Ameley, will we keep Phillips? He's under contract. It's non-guaranteed. He's under contract for next year. I think you 100% keep him. Maybe you give him a mini extension to like reorganize the money and give him some guarantees. Maybe give him like a 2-year extension, so make it a 3-year deal, and then get some more ink on the contract. But I would keep him. I think he's been a good leader for this team. He's been one of the best run-stuffing defensive tackles in football. I believe he leads defensive tackles and run stops this season. So wonderful job there. Yeah, Jackson Dart, Dave Brigger says, Jackson Dart on the road to the Tua concussion syndrome. He's not very smart. Yeah, he's been doing this stupid shit since college. So a very talented player, and Giant fans should be excited, but I don't know how long he's going to last. He just takes stupid hits for no reason whatsoever. He skirted the sideline yesterday, got absolutely obliterated, led to this big scuffle between the Giants and Patriots. Don't skirt the sideline. In situations, you're fighting for a 4th and 2 and you have no other choice but dive. Okay. But it was just a nonsensical play. They were skirting the sideline for no reason and just got blasted. And after the game, he's like, we're not playing whatever the quote was from Jackson Dart after the game. We're not playing soccer over here. We're playing football. Like, I'm going to get hit. And that's true, but you don't want to take dumb hits. You don't want to – you're the leader of the team. You're the quarterback. You can't put yourselves in compromising positions. For sure. Greg Rollo, our first pick will be a quarterback. That's very possible. We can't roll that out, Greg. Can't roll that out. MFC says, I think we got a good free safety with less than a need for a cornerback. That's probably true. If I had safeties I could rely on back there, that has a ripple effect on the rest of the defense for sure. MSC says, Stevens and AZ seem to be working out. Yeah, Jarvis Brownlee Jr., maybe that's your 3 starting corners. Maybe it's Stevens, AZ Thomas, and Jarvis. I think I still need to see more from AZ to feel that confident of just locking him in as a starter. I'd probably bring in competition personally. I hope AZ works out for obvious reasons. I'm a Jets fan, but I'm not sure if I'm quite there yet. Edge is a need, I agree. William Ameley says, maybe there's a Brock Bowers somewhere in the draft. I hope Mason Taylor is our Brock Bowers. That's not it's not a 1-for-1 swap out, but yeah. Dave Brigger says, Harrison Phillips not the answer. I don't think he's a long-term answer, but I think he's a fine guy for the immediate. Easton Coverage says, defensive tackle is a need for the same reason as edge. It is, but again, you have more edge names. Like Will and Jermaine are pretty talented guys. You don't have a Will or Jermaine at defensive tackle. I like Jawan Briggs. I think he's a nice player. I don't think he's move over Aaron Donald. I think he's a nice player. I would add more to defensive tackle personally. But it's a good debate. Easton Coverage, not a big fan of Ruben Bain, the kid out of Miami. Oh, go back to the poll? Okay. Let's see what the poll's at. Again, we put this up on YouTube. We said, which AFC East team do you hate the most as a Jets fan? Which AFC East team do you hate the most? And 66% of the fans say the Patriots. 24% say the Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. 11%. Yeah, I hate the Patriots the most, but you guys have made a lot of good cases for the Dolphins today. So, respect. Let me answer a couple of other comments here before we dip. Yeah, Dave Brigger saying Tippmann's a better guard. His height is a detriment, etc. It has been. There's not a lot of tall, lanky, successful centers in NFL history. So that normally is that does throw your base off. Greg says Finns are getting blown out. I would love nothing more than the Finns getting blown out. Yo, Holmes, why overpay for Tyler Linderbaum when you could draft Linderbaum 2.0 and Logan Jones? That's another possibility. Now, rookies are never a guarantee, but Tyler Linderbaum's super talented. So that may be an interesting option. Brian Farrell says, see my boy Kyle Manungai killing it. Told y'all, yeah, the Rutgers product. He was a 6th-round pick. Yeah, we should have listened to you. Great pass protector coming out of college. And, yeah, I wish he's been way better than I think even some people would have thought. Yeah, shout out to him. Old Yank, who do you think will end on this? Who do you think we take in the first 2 rounds? So the Jets have 4 picks inside the top 50 at this point. We'll see if that remains the case. They have their own first-round pick. They have the Indianapolis Colts first-round pick. They have their second-round pick, and they have the Dallas Cowboys second-round pick. I would say at this moment in time, I'll go positions because, like names, it's sort of impossible to say here on December 2nd. I think they end up taking a quarterback with one of those top 4 picks. So quarterback, wide receiver, defensive tackle, pass rusher. I think those are the first 4 picks for the Jets in some form or fashion. That's what I think. Well, I want to shout out the 300 people that joined us in the room. Thank you so much for watching Boy Green Daily. Again, the free way to contribute. These are not just words spewing out of my mouth, and they mean nothing. I'm talking to you, the fans. I'm looking right into the camera. If you guys like the video on YouTube, if that's where you're watching, although we stream live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, we're also available for replay for those that don't get up early in the morning, or for those that listen to the audio-only version. But the best way to enjoy this program is on YouTube. That's where I'm able to make money for my family, the best way possible to continue to do this for you guys and for the great shows. So it means the world if every day, make it a part of your routine. As soon as you come in, just hit that like button. That helps the YouTube algorithm. That gets this Jet show in front of other Jet fans and helps the show expand and get to a larger audience, which opens up other opportunities and things of that nature. So please, if you guys can like the video while you're watching, I'd really appreciate it. We'll be back on. We're live at least once every single day, which is Boy Green Daily at 7:30 in the morning. Plus, we have bonus additional shows. For instance, later today at 3 o'clock, we'll be back on with you answering the top questions the Jets must answer before their rematch against the Miami Dolphins. That one coming up on the docket. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate y'all. And yes, appreciate that MFC is looking at us. I should have got dressed. Yes, thank you for the birthday suit. My birthday's not till April, but I appreciate the enthusiasm. Thank you kindly. JETS, 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 Jets. We'll see you guys in a couple hours.